Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning. Law enforcement just clearing the scene in the last half hour after a deadly officer-involved shooting late last night near the Tejon outlets. 17's Tejon Wallace is live at the scene with the latest.
Two mass shootings within 13 hours across America, leaving 29 people dead so far. We'll have the latest from both scenes as investigators search for answers and communities come together against hate.
At a deadly situation at a San Diego beach. Beachgoers caught off guard when a cliff suddenly collapsed. Today, experts will assess the damage. This is Monday, August 5th, 2019. I'm Maddie Jansen. And
I'm Alex Fisher, and we're taking a look at your forecast this morning with Chief Meteorologist Alyssa Carlson.
Yeah, and today for Kevin. Good to have you here.
Thank you. And yes, a nice start to the morning. I have the AC on the way into work, but a little cooler here out in the Pine Mountain Club, 57 degrees with clear skies. And we have another warm start to the day as we make our way into the valley areas. Lower 70s, 77 already in Buttonwillow, 80 in Taft. The warm spots there, 63 in Tehachapi, 68 in Lake Isabella. We're continuing to look for a southwesterly flow, and we do have a little bit of cloud cover rolling on in here from the south as well as the ocean. So we'll continue to look for that as we head into today, maybe a few high, thin cirrus clouds. Here's your forecast, though. I think it's going to be a hot one this afternoon once again. We'll start out here into the mid-70s. By 11 a.m., 89 degrees, and then at 5 o'clock, 101 in the valley. How about the mountains? Well, we'll top out today again into the 90s this afternoon. Much more on that in your complete pinpoint forecast. But first, look at traffic this morning with that.
All right, thanks so much, Alyssa. Taking you outside for the first time to the 99 near Wyatt Lane, and it's looking pretty clear on that side of town. Everything else around the county looking pretty good to start off your Monday morning. We'll have another check coming up in about 15 minutes.
And we begin that with that breaking news we first brought you at 11 o'clock last night. This morning, we're learning more about a deadly officer-involved shooting near the outlets of Tejon. 17's Tejon Wallace has been gathering information for us throughout the night. He joins us live there from the scene where he spoke with a witness earlier this morning. Tejon?
Good morning, Maddie. We are just next to the on-ramp from Laval Road to the I-5 North. This is the on-ramp where the officer-involved shooting took place. Now, to give you an idea where we are just north of the outlets at Tejon, but within the last hour, the California Highway Patrol has opened this on-ramp. You see behind me some cars going by. That is good news for traffic. Now, let me show you what happened last night as it relates to this officer-involved shooting as we take a look at some video here. A Kern County Sheriff's Lieutenant tells us that around 7:30 yesterday evening, CHP officials were involved in some sort of incident that led to the officer-involved shooting. One man, the suspect, was killed. About a half hour ago, our cameras captured the suspect's car being hauled off. The shooting happened along on-ramp 219A, that's right where I'm standing now. That's the northbound entrance that transfers drivers from Laval Road to Interstate 5. You can see video shot last night by KGET editor Marisol Maldonado shows traffic on the northbound side was impacted by what occurred here on this on-ramp. Now, overnight I spoke with tow truck driver Robert Eubank while he was driving down the on-ramp around 7:33 yesterday evening. He witnessed the shooting and used his vehicle to prevent other motorists from driving into crossfire.
I was getting on the on-ramp to I-5 North, and at the beginning of the on-ramp, I noticed immediately that there was some police activity that had just started happening. So I switched on my emergency lights on my tow truck and blocked the entrance to the on-ramp so that no one else would try to get onto the on-ramp where there could potentially be hazard or danger for any travelers. I wasn't nervous, but I could tell that a lot of people were. A lot of people were rolling up their windows. Some were getting out of their vehicles and hiding behind their cars.
And we're told, thanks to Eubank's actions, no bystanders were injured. And even so, he insists he is not a hero. Meantime, a representative with KCSO says the cause of the shooting is still under investigation. And back here live, a reminder, the on-ramp from the road over there, to Laval Road over to the I-5 North is back open. I also did want to let you know that the both directions of I-5 are flowing smoothly. Reporting live near the outlets at Tejon, Tejon Wallace, 17 News.
This week begins with overwhelming pain and loss in Texas and Ohio. Less than a week after the mass shooting at a food festival in Gilroy, separate gunmen unleashing a deadly spray of gunfire. Two mass shootings just hours apart, killing at least 29 and wounding more than 50.
The first and deadliest attack was Saturday morning at a Walmart in El Paso, Texas, packed with back-to-school shoppers. Jay Gray has more.
And the land is dark.
The pain and raw emotion of survivors in Texas and Ohio. Hymns and prayers.
Godless acts of violence and terror.
At memorials late Sunday replacing screams of horror and unyielding gun blasts. From two massacres about 13 hours and 1,500 miles apart. The first attack at a crowded El Paso Walmart.
I got tired of waiting and waiting and waiting, and I just want to know where my mom is.
At least 20 killed, more than 24 wounded. Then, overnight, shots explode again, this time in Dayton, Ohio.
I literally just looked down and everybody was on the ground and it was so loud.
9 people murdered, including the sister of the alleged gunman, 24-year-old Connor Betts, who investigators say was wrapped in body armor, firing multiple rounds as he walked along a row of bars in the city's entertainment district. This surveillance video showing police already on the scene taking the gunman down.
Threat was neutralized in approximately 30 seconds.
There was no showdown in Texas.
When he saw the officers approaching the scene where he was at, he basically surrendered.
Investigators calling the suspect 21-year-old Patrick Crucius, a domestic terrorist who shared a hate-filled anti-immigrant, anti-government rant online less than 30 minutes before the killing spree. And while there is a push to understand how and why the attacks happened,
any suggestion at this time of motive would be irresponsible.
There is a more pressing task.
Can we get through 20 funerals? Then maybe we can take a deep breath.
But right now, for many, it's hard to catch their breath in the wake of overwhelming tragedy. Jay Gray, NBC News, El Paso.
Here at home, Sikh Friends of Bakersfield held a candlelight vigil to grieve both El Paso and Dayton victims as well. The vigil this evening, or yesterday evening, was a way for locals and community leaders across the city to come together and pay respects and mourn the 29 lives lost in the span of less than 24 hours.
The shootings that happen are senseless. They're totally unacceptable. Our hearts and prayers go out to the families and friends of all the victims.
We were shocked at the last 24 hours to see what happened in El Paso, Texas and Dayton, Ohio. It is very sad. Those people who left their homes did not know this will happen to them. Violence is getting more and more. We need to bring love back among the people.
Cooter Wendt adds it's important for our community to mourn those lives lost, given that the city was also faced with the devastation of a tragic mass shooting years ago. The vigil was held at 7:30 p.m. at Stone Creek Park, located at 8515 Acres Road in Southwest Bakersfield.
Local representatives reacting to this series of mass shootings as well. Congressman Kevin McCarthy taking to Twitter to say, "No one in this country should fear going shopping or going out on a Saturday night. These monsters acted out of pure hate. We must not allow this evil to ever happen again. All Americans lift up the families who are mourning, and we thank the first responders who acted so quickly." And Congressman T.J. Cox wrote on Facebook, "I'm deeply saddened and disappointed by the continued senseless acts of gun violence in our country. Congress has taken its first step in 10 years on the issue by voting to support universal background checks, but the American public deserves better. I look forward to continuing to work to ensure we do better to protect American lives and grieve with the families of those affected."
Today marks 1 month since a 7.1 magnitude earthquake rattled the city of Ridgecrest and surrounding communities. Our 17 News crew spent the day with Ridgecrest Police Chief Jed McLaughlin on Friday, who said the community has been overwhelmed by the amount of support other neighboring agencies have offered.
It was pretty impressive when you make that call to bring mutual aid here. It was overwhelming to see the support that everybody's willing to bring and give you.
17's Vanessa Dillon will have more on those recovery efforts coming up at 5:30.
It is turning over to 510 now, and experts are still assessing that cliff that collapsed at a popular San Diego County beach on Friday, killing 3. Molly Hunter has more.
This morning, a popular surf spot in Southern California now off limits.
We have 3 immediate patients, 1 minor.
After a cliff collapsed.
About the size of 2 vehicles.
Killing 3 people just north of San Diego. The collapse happened without warning when a 30-foot by 25-foot section of the bluff located about 15 feet above the beach gave way, trapping people in the debris. First responders, including lifeguards on duty, jumped into action.
We were able to rescue 5 people from the rubble pile.
Dozens of firefighters surrounded the scene as beachgoers looked on in shock.
You could see them aggressively doing CPR in the back of the truck. It was really hard to watch. It's scary, and everyone was very concerned.
1 woman died at the beach. 4 other victims were taken to nearby hospitals, and 2 of them succumbed to their injuries. Officials say the cliff was unstable due to natural erosion. This morning, the houses above the bluff are secure, but the beach below is still closed, and beachgoers are reminded of just how dangerous the bluffs can be.
People put their chairs and all their stuff up against these cliffs, and they're not, conscious that these cliffs can slide.
That was Molly Hunter reporting.
Coming up, over 100 furry friends found new homes this weekend thanks to a pet adoption event put on by Assemblyman Vince Fong.
And we'll tell you more about another chance to bring home a new friend during our Clear the Shelters event coming up later this month. Those details coming up after the break. Assemblyman Vince Fong's adoption event was a major success over the weekend. More than 120 pets found new homes. Kern County Animal Services started the 3-day adoption event on Thursday, and the first 100 pet adoptions were free, but Assemblyman Fong covered costs for all of the pets that were adopted over the last few days. And if you missed out, don't worry, in just a few weeks, our Clear the Shelters campaign returns. We're working with the Bakersfield City Animal Shelter, where dozens of cats and dogs are waiting to be loved. It's all happening Saturday, August 17th from 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the shelter at 201 South Mount Vernon Avenue.
Let's take a look at the week ahead. Our backpack drive continues. Stop by our KGET studios or the Bakersfield Homeless Shelter to donate a backpack, school supplies, or clothes for kids in need. Tuesday is the Community Blood Drive at National Night Out, hosted by Tehachapi Police Department. Come out between 5 to 8 p.m. Tuesday. On Wednesday, the new Walmart is opening up in Tehachapi. The public's invited to the grand opening ceremony. On Thursday, you can head over to the marketplace and enjoy a concert by the Fountain. On Friday, it's Smokey the Bear's birthday, so celebrate at the Sequoia National Forest Kern River Ranger District office from noon to 2 p.m. On Saturday, you can support Cheers to Charity from 6 to 10 p.m. at Aviator Park in Tehachapi. Come on out and enjoy a great fundraiser with food, wine, and craft beers. Then Sunday is National Mountain Day, so just stay the night Saturday and spend the day outdoors in the mountains up there, enjoying Mother Nature in all of her beauty.
Lassos went flying as Cowboys tried to catch a runaway Longhorn.
It happened Friday during a parade in downtown Colorado Springs to mark a weekend rodeo. The Longhorn broke free, ran across the street and into an office building lobby. Fast-thinking spectators quickly shut the door to contain the animal, which emerged moments later, roped by a cowboy atop a horse. No immediate reports of injuries, and several spectators caught the drama on camera.
That would be unbelievable to see
Woo!
Actually play out.
Wow. That guy's big.
Coming up, it may be the beginning of August, but it's not too late to sneak in a last-minute summer vacation.
Definitely not. We'll hear more from NBC's Chris Clackham on end-of-summer vacation deals in your 17 Business Watch after the break.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Welcome back here at 525. Dress for Success is getting ready to send off summer with a summer sale. Shoes, clothes, and accessories will be on sale for prices ranging from $1 to $10. The sale begins tomorrow and continues through Saturday. You can visit the store downtown at 1416 17th Street. Summer vacation may be winding down, but there's still time for a quick getaway before the kids have to go back to school. NBC's Chris Clackham has more about how one last vacation in August may have an advantage for your wallet.
Like every August, resorts and hotels are offering bargains for late summer vacationers because demand has dropped.
If they have a vacant room, they're willing to give it away for a bit of a deal because they want to make sure that that room is getting filled.
It's not likely airlines will be following suit, so other travel experts say might be time for another summer tradition, the road trip.
Road trips are the easiest way of travel, especially when you're traveling last minute. You just get in the car and go.
Kirsten Maxwell founded the online website KidsAreATrip.com that promotes affordable family vacations.
It's really not too hard to do a staycation and just go down the road and try something new. Book a resort nearby and have a fun weekend away from home.
You might steer clear of cruising the Caribbean in August. The risk for hurricanes can be high, as are airline tickets to Europe. Being flexible with your destination works to your advantage, though.
You're not going to get a sale on like that dream resort or that dream destination location.
Plenty of online travel agencies are offering bargains like that, but you're likely to find deals wherever vacancy signs are out for late summer vacations in August. Chris Clackham, NBC News.